Dear students, let us start chapter 3 of engineering physics for a diploma course, and the name of the chapter is kinematics. Now question is, what is kinematics? And in this chapter, what are the articles to be taught? We have to discuss about the concept of rest and motion, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration and force, and definition, formula, dimension and SI unit only. Then in this chapter we will discuss about equation of motion under gravity, upward and downward direction, no derivation. Then circular motion, angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration, definition, formula and SI unit. Then we will discuss about what is the relation between linear terms and angular terms, linear and angular velocity, linear and angular acceleration, linear and angular displacement. Then we will discuss about what is the projectile motion and what are the expressions for equation of trajectory, time of flight, maximum height, horizontal range for a projectile fired at an angle, condition for maximum horizontal range. These are the articles we have to study in this chapter. Let us go one by one. Then whenever we discuss about kinematics, listen carefully. First thing, what is kinematics? So kinematics is a branch of physics which deals with the motion without knowing the cause. We have to study about motion without knowing the cause. That is known as kinematics. There are another chapter in which, that is the name of the chapter is dynamics. In that chapter we will discuss about the study of motion knowing the cause. In this chapter we will discuss without knowing the cause, what is the motion. Now question is, there are how many types of motion? There are two types of motion. One is linear motion, another one is curvilinear motion. In this chapter, linear motion means if a body moving along a straight line. When a body is moving along a straight line, that is known as linear motion. Linear means straight. Curvilinear motion means curved. When the body is moving in a curved path, okay, in a bending path, when the body is moving, that is known as curvilinear motion. Now question is, before motion, what is the concept? So before motion, the concept is rest. Before moving a body, the body must be in rest. So what is rest? Rest is, a body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to another body or its surrounding. That is known as rest. With respect to the surrounding, if the body does not change its position, then we said that the body is in rest, is at rest. Okay. For example, some students are standing on a playground, a very vast playground, and there is an object or a truck or a body which is at rest. Rest means with respect to the surrounding, those who are observing the truck does not change its position. That means it is at rest. But there is nothing absolute rest exists in this universe. Means if a person sitting at the space with a very powerful telescope, if he observe sitting at the space, he observed that the truck is in motion. And why? Because the truck is in motion with the motion of the earth, because earth is in motion. So with respect to a person sitting at the space, the truck is in motion. But with respect to the surrounding around the truck is at rest because it does not change its position. So actually there is no concept of absolute rest. It is a relative term. With respect to something, with respect to surrounding, if the body does not change its position, then we said that the body is at rest. Then The next concept is motion. So when we said that the body is in motion, when we said that the body is in motion, now if the body changes its position, if the body changes its position with respect to the surrounding, then we said that the body is in motion. Then next concept is what? Whenever, obviously whenever a body is moving from one place to another place, then we said that the body is in motion. So whenever a body moving from one place to another place, it must cover some distance. It must cover some distance. So the next concept is distance. What is distance? Distance means the total length or the actual path covered by the body is called distance travel from one position to another position, from initial position to final position. The actual length covered by the body, the total length of the actual path covered by the body. For example, if a student moving from his house to the school, one day he is moving in one path and let it cover 1 kilometer. Then another day he moved to his friend's house, then moved to the school, it may cover 1.5 kilometer. Another day he moved to the market, then moved to the school, it may take 2 kilometer. That means it have no specific direction, it have no specific value, only the actual length, it have a value only, it have no direction. Okay, so it is obviously it is a scalar quantity, it have no fixed value. In which path he will move, the length covered in that path is known as the distance from one position to another position, and its SI unit is meter, CGS unit is centimeter. Now question is, what is displacement? What is displacement from one position to another position? Displacement means the shortest path covered by the body, the directional distance between initial and final position. Directional distance means you must have to move in a particular direction. You have to move in a straight direction in order to find the shortest path. So in order to find the shortest path, you must have to move in a particular direction. You must have to move in a particular direction. So obviously it have a fixed value from one position to another position. It have a fixed value. The shortest distance must have only one value, and it have a direction. So it is a vector quantity and its unit is meter. For example, a body is moving from a position and move to the east direction, covering 3 kilometer. Then perpendicularly it will move in the north direction and it will reach at C, covering 4 kilometer. So what is the distance cover? The distance cover is equal to the actual path, the total length of the actual path. So 3 kilometer plus 4 kilometer, that is equal to 7 kilometer. What is the displacement it occur? So displacement means it must move in a particular direction from A to C. Imagine from A to C, it is a triangle and it is a right angle triangle, and applying Pythagoras law, you find the shortest path is 3 square plus 4 square root, that is equal to 5 kilometer. So the displacement between A to C is 5 kilometer. So distance is 7 kilometer, displacement is 5 kilometer. This is the basic difference. So distance may 1000 kilometer, but displacement may 0. When displacement is 0, we can say, when displacement is 0, if the initial position and the final position is same, then the displacement is 0. For example, a student starting from his home, move to the school, he cover 5 kilometer. Then attending the school, he return to then he go to the market, covering 3 kilometer. Then he returned to his home in the evening, covering 5 km. Then 5 plus 3 plus 5, 13 km. He covered 13 km. That is the distance covered by the student. What is the displacement? Since he started from his house and returned to his house, then the initial position and the final position is same. So obviously the displacement, final displacement of the student is 0. So displacement may be 0.